You're listening to the smooth sounds of W. Jim and Justin. At 10 and 8 Monday through Friday is the time I turn my radio to 101.5. Like a treat for my ears and mind, since 2012 made me laugh and made me cry. Kate the Duchess puts a smile on our face. She rules over style, sassiness, and grace. Sir William, you're an awesome dude. I kinda wanna build a statue of you. And what I'm really needing now in this local Huntley town is the only show around about people helping people. And now it's time to kick it off. Jim and Justin say to all, ladies and gents, we present It's Two Gingers. Make it live tonight till the comedy and community collide. Enjoy the laughter, enjoy the ride. It's Two Gingers.
Good day, my name is Sir William, and I am here with the one, the only, the Duchess.
Hello, Sir William.
How are you today?
Coming to you from Dikey Park.
And I understand we're going to give the people a chance to win some money.
We are not.
Oh, we're not. Okay.
We are not. But you can join the hype over on our new favorite game called HQ Trivia.
It's unbelievable. This will give you a chance to win some money.
I know. Isn't
So
it fun?
we are giving them a chance to win some money, just not through us.
I know. I thought that was so fun.
Yeah, totally.
It happens twice a day. You have the opportunity to win up to $2,500. It's crazy.
Or on Sunday, $25,000.
Yeah, I know. Now, you have to split it amongst all of the winners.
Right.
So when we first played, the first time I debuted it with you, there were, like 300 winners or something? So it was like $42 everybody made.
Still.
But still, $42 for just answering some questions?
Free money.
That's awesome. I think
So
it's
that's
fun.
HQ is the app?
HQ. It is a free app. Yeah.
Yeah, just go out and grab that.
It's Two Gingers.
Hey, speaking of apps, this is actually more like a social media. I don't really understand it.
Okay.
Tumblr. Do you get it? Do you understand it?
You know what? I thought that Tumblr kind of went by the wayside, but it's not. It's actually something for the youngins.
Yeah.
It's like an Instagram for the cool kids, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of. It's like blogs and pictures and... Yeah. I don't really...
Why? Who sent you something?
Oh, I just, Brent.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Brent wants us to talk about some funny Tumblr stories.
See, he's a millennial. He's young.
He gets it.
He does get it.
Well, maybe some of you other millennials will get it too then.
Great. Or you'll find humor in us old folks trying to talk about it.
That's right. So here's a Tumblr story that is supposed to be funny. My mom just informed me that my first word was quote.
No.
So I'm going to make sure that my last word before I die will be unquote. I don't really see that as being funny. Do you?
No.
No.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, the next one's funny.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
One time I saw someone skipping rocks and eating a sandwich along the beach, and IDK, he just tossed his sandwich in the water and bit the rock. And he just stiffened a bit, but I saw him dying inside after realizing what had just happened.
So he skipped the sandwich and ate the rock.
Way to go.
Uh-huh.
Way to go, genius.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Do you know about this other social media app that's out there, or a social media site that's out there called Whisper?
No.
It's kind of like, Twitter, where you can tweet something or whisper something, and it's completely anonymous.
Oh.
Other people can read what you're writing.
But they don't know it's coming from you?
Correct.
Huh. What's the upshot of that?
Because you can speak your mind without, I don't know. Like,
anybody knows.
You could be sitting in, I don't know, a radio station with someone, and you can be whispering, "This guy stinks,"
What do I do? Help.
and somebody else can respond to me.
To that, and you don't know who that is, or they don't know it's you.
Right.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this morning while I was getting ready, I was watching Sesame Street.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm. And they were doing this bit about some clown who was trying to wash his hands, but he kept washing his feet or his elbows. And Elmo would go, "No, Mr. Noodle, your hands." And the TV kids would laugh. Around the fourth or fifth time, he couldn't find his hands. I heard a grown man yell somewhere else in the motel I was staying at. God damn it, Mr. Noodle.
No.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, that's funny. I like that one.
That's a good one.
That one's a good one. My mom ordered 2 different pizzas from 2 different places because she had coupons, and they both got here at the same time. So we had a Pizza Hut delivery guy and a Domino's delivery guy both standing by our front door, and the Domino's guy looks at the Pizza Hut guy and proceeds to sing, "Why can't we just be friends? Why can't we be friends?" While the Pizza Hut guy just glared at him.
That's awesome.
That's not a true story, but that's hilarious.
It could be a true story.
Come on. That's true.
All right. I was looking through all my old documents on my computer, and I stumbled across a really long one with 25 pages.
What?
And I read the whole thing, and then I got to the very end, and I saw this. "Dear future me, I predict you will not look at this document again for a long time, so whenever you do look at it, you'll read this and remember you hid $10 underneath your mattress. You're welcome." So I got excited and looked under my mattress, but instead I found this. And it's a handwritten note that says, "Just kidding."
That is so crazy.
That's funny, though.
It's funny, but really?
There'd have to be a lot of years that would have to pass before you totally forget you did
25 pages? I want to know what was on the 25 pages.
Right.
Okay, one time in math class, my teacher was really annoyed at us, and he was yelling, "Do you even know basic math? Do you even know addition? What's 2 plus 2? Corey, what's 2 plus 2? And poor Corey wasn't paying attention, so I leaned over to him and whispered, 7. And he blurted out, 7! And I've never laughed harder, and I doubt I ever will.
It's so great.
Oh, my Lanta, I can see you doing that to somebody.
Isn't that great? That is quick on their feet thinking. That's somebody we want on our show. If you wrote that on your Tumblr,
yeah, hit us up, social media.
Give us a call. The Kiss. In 7th grade, I went to see a movie with a boy, and in the middle of it, he was like, "Do you want a kiss?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he pulled a bag of Hershey's Kisses out of his coat. Do you realize what a good backup plan that is?
Yeah, you know what? That does not get you a second date.
7th grade.
No.
We're talking about the Duchess.
No!
7th grade.
No. Once my friend was waiting for her mom to pick her up, and she called her mom, and her mom said, "I'm on my way. The traffic is just slow. I'm coming." And my friend went, "Mom, I called the house phone." Oh, there's nothing worse than when you find out your mom lied to you.
That's pretty good.
Right? Or is lying to you.
Sometimes I wake up with a very urgent thought on my mind, and it's usually pretty dumb, like Jesus in prom or root beer fairy tales. But this morning I woke up and sat there for a second, and all I could think was, "'Tis I, the Frenchiest fry." And I just laughed out loud in class.
That is bizarro.
"'Tis I, the Frenchiest fry."
All right. Something like that is getting stuck in my head. Here in the D158, in the elementary classrooms, they use a program called Go Noodle. Do you remember when your boys were in this?
No.
They have these catchy little tunes, and they teach you different things. And definitely in the earlier years, like 1st grade, 2nd grade, they usually watch a Go Noodle before they go home for the day.
Okay.
There is this catchy little tune.
It's Go Noodle.
No.
No.
and little mama won't stop saying it, and it gets stuck in my head.
Uh-oh.
Squish, squish, I'm a fish.
Yep.
Bow wow, I'm a cow. And they're all different for different animals, and it makes me crazy.
Who says bow wow?
Who knows? It just has to rhyme.
Oh.
Squish, squish, I'm a fish is forever burned in my memory.
Nice.
So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Now you have it.
There you go.
Well, I guess we do have to do icebreakers. I'm John, and I fear bears. Why do I fear bears? Because bears can run at 30 miles per hour, and Chester Zoo is 30 miles away. That means a bear can be outside this door in an hour. Why would a bear be here? Because they can smell fear, and I fear them. Oh, no. I think I'm going to have to join Tumblr. I thought it was just pictures.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, thanks for joining me on that.
I think it's more than pictures. My pre-calc teacher got kicked out of the movies once for yelling out diving scores during Titanic as people jumped off the boat.
Come on.
9.2!
That's horse pucky. My English teacher accused me of plagiarizing an essay I wrote about my own life. My friend got accused of plagiarizing in junior high because she used the word sweets instead of candy, and our teacher thought that the word sweets was too advanced to our vocabulary.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Did I tell you about the plagiarizing story from college that I had?
I don't remember it.
Oh, this is a good one. So, we're in this class. I think it was called Intro to Criminal Justice.
Okay.
And the first day of the class, the teacher gives us the syllabus, and it's reading and quizzes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the majority of the grade was a paper that we had to do that was due at the end of the semester.
Right.
And you're basically supposed to roll up everything that you've learned into said paper.
Mm-hmm.
He said, now you can pick from any topic within the criminal justice scope. So
Sure.
the papers could be, quite varied on what the topic was, but something that was interesting to you and all this and that. And it had to be a certain number of pages and so forth.
Right.
So he said, the one thing that I do need to forewarn you about is I've been a teacher here at this school for 15 years, and I have saved every single paper that has been turned in. And this is obviously for those millennials listening, pre-internet. So he's like, so all I ask is that you do your own work and not copy off of somebody else's. Well, this was back in the era where there was a lot of inheriting of people's papers and stuff like that. So probably 90% of the class used someone else's paper as a guide toward writing their own paper.
Right.
So grade day comes along. Fast forward to the end of the semester.
Okay.
And the teacher comes in and he said, well, I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is everyone did really, really well on their paper. The bad news is I did catch one of you cheating. And the look on people's faces and their body language, like you could just see people sinking into their chair, like it could be me.
Oh no, I'm dead.
So then he called people's names and you had to walk up to get the paper from them.
Yeah.
And he'd hand you the paper and then you'd see their look of relief and like everybody got A's on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I got mine fairly early. Got an A. I was pretty excited. I didn't copy mine, of course. I wrote it on my own.
Well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
You're still William.
Thank you. So he gets to this girl, calls her name. She's not there. He calls again. She doesn't answer. And he said, oh, funny
No.
that Grace isn't here.
No.
Because Grace is actually the person I caught cheating. At which point you heard exhale the whole room at once. And he goes, and it's a funny story too. I was going through to grade her paper, and it was one of the best papers I've probably ever read since I've been here. And I get to the end, and she had like her conclusion, in the paper, and it's like halfway through. I flip the page to the next page. She stapled the paper that she copied verbatim, word for word, with a grade that he had already graded the paper from several years prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
She stapled it to that one, and that's how I caught her.
Smart. Grace.
Not smart. Not smart.
That's awesome.
I used Grace's name as Grace to save the identity, the true identity
Way to go.
of that felon.
Grace.
Moving on.
One time this dude was being stupid, so I said, well, you can't spell stupid without you. And he got really angry and shouted, well, there's an I in stupid too. And I just stared at him for a really long time. Man.
Wow. Memory. In 7th grade, I met a guy, and I forgot exactly how, but I came to the conclusion that his name was Steve.
Oh, no.
So every time I saw him, I called him Steve, and he responded to it. So this just reinforced the idea that he was Steve. Then on the last day of school, I went to say goodbye to him because his family was moving out of state. And I said something to him like, bye, Steve. And he responded with, bye, my name's Michael.
Never saw him again.
But I never saw him again.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. It's not awesome when you're someone like me that's terrible with names, because this just happened to me at the Jazzercise. I was totally calling this woman by the wrong name.
Right, and sometimes people look like a certain
Right.
name, and you're like, well, that's gotta be.
And finally she was like, that's not my name. I was like, and then it reminded me of that song the Ting Ting sang, remember? That's
Right.
not my name.
That's not my name.
That's not my name. I stubbed my toe and naturally I screamed, Mother! And then my dad poked his head out of the living room and said, are you rang?
Wow. My sister's dad opened the freezer and a blob of ice fell on his foot and hurt him, and he was yelling and hopping and stuff. And I was like, hey, maybe you should put some ice on that.
But
Your sister's dad.
Once in kindergarten, a girl asked me to write Supergirl on her arm since I was the only kid who could write. So I wrote the brown word, a.k.a. starts with an S, ends with a T,
Poop?
on her arm. And I hid under the table for like 30 minutes. Then the teacher found me and yelled at me and called my parents. And my dad laughed so hard he cried.
That's the best part of the story. My brother's friend was starting to apply for colleges, and one of the colleges he applied to required a 3-page essay explaining what daring meant to them. So, being the clever person he was, on each page he wrote one word with a huge font. This is daring. And later he got accepted.
Wow. Was that to the Love
Brilliant.
Doctor
Yeah.
night school?
Brilliant. We would let him in for that.
Totally. Whenever I'm sad, I just think about how the Welsh word for microwave is popchipping. That helps.
That's great.
I love it.
I was standing on the bus back at the uni, and the driver suddenly braked really hard, and this girl flew across the bus, and somehow I caught her, and without thinking I said, I think you just fell for me. And I
Kid you not.
kid you not, the entire bus applauded me.
Oh.
News update, the girl just added me on Facebook.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a great
That is a
line.
great story.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
know, when timing like that happens, you do need to just applaud those people.
Right.
This is totally jumping topics. I got sucked into that show, Catfish. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Do you know the concept?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
Do you know what it means
Squishy
to be
fishy?
catfished?
No.
Okay. So, people who are online pretending to be people that they are not.
Okay. So this would be like a dating site thing.
Mostly, yeah. So this show is on MTV. I know.
Okay.
I know.
Stunner.
I know. And these two guys help other people figure out if they're talking to whom they really think they're talking to online or not. And it's a TV show, so 99% of the time it turns out that, oh no, it's not really the guy who's a
Of your
male
dreams.
model. Right, yeah, exactly. So I got sucked into this one the other day. I never watched this show. I used to, when it first started, I watched it a couple times, but then it just got really sad because you just feel bad for these people, right? Like, here they are, they've been talking to this person online for so long, and then they find out that they're not who they say they are. So this boy who has a heart issue, like literal, like a physical heart issue. He's been talking to what he thinks is this kind woman, and they've talked on the phone a few times, but they've been communicating only cyberly for 2 years. For 2 years. And so this show steps in, and they're going to help this guy get to the bottom of this, right? And there's a little bit of shady business. There's a little bit like she's sharing a Facebook page with a friend. You know, there's a little bit of like, what's happening? She agrees to meet with him, which is, you know, usually the difficult part of the show.
Right.
So they go ahead and they meet, and the girl is she's exactly who she said she was. She says, yes, you know, she has been the one speaking to him, and everything is true, and no, she doesn't have any kids, and no, she's not married, and you can tell she's thoroughly happy to finally be meeting this guy, and he's just cold-shouldered her, just really cold. And the guys who are running the show are like, I told you this was going to be like our one yay moment. So they go out to lunch, they sit down at lunch, and finally dude gets a phone call and leaves the lunch. And the hosts say to this girl, like, do you think that he's acting weird? And she's like, yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. I really thought that he would be excited too. So the one host goes over and he's like, dude, what is going on? Like, we finally found out. And he's like, yeah, I'm engaged to another lady.
Oh.
And the hosts are like, are you kidding me? Why are we here then? Why are we here? And he's like, well, this just solidified it for me. I needed to make sure that I wasn't going to like her more than the person that I'm engaged to now. And I'm like, if your fiance watches this show, do you really think she's still going to be
right
into this relationship?
Man, that's brutal.
And just like that, Sir William, that show was dead to me because now I finally get a happy ending, and the guy turns out to be
a poop,
a schmucko. Wow, isn't that crazy?
Not good.
Like,
Not
why
good.
would you do that?
It's not good.
You know what is good?
It's time to play Zoomondo.
Oh yeah, little Zoomondo.
If you haven't played, this is a little game that is a would you rather. We like you to play at home, of course, with us. So the trick is you can't change the answers in any way, and you have to pick one or the other. Sir William, I'm going to hit you up first.
Okay.
Would you rather swim 10 minutes in frigid water or swim 30 minutes in a pool in which you know dozens of children have been peeing?
Frigid water.
10 minutes frigid. It's a long time, but I'm going frigid.
Yeah, I can do that. I've done it before. Would you rather cut your own hair or have it cut by an expert hairdresser who is blindfolded?
Blindfolded, expert hairdresser.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think I'd rather cut my own.
Nope.
Okay.
Because I'm not like you. I can't just get out the shavers, the clippers.
Right. You gotta cut it. Use scissors.
Right.
All right.
I would hope that it would be some kind of like magic voodoo hairdresser that she or he would know what to do. Okay, hey, you're a man, so would you rather, as a man, be... Oh, we already asked this one. Sorry, my bad. If you could never use a knife again, would you like to use hedge clippers or a tiny 1-inch penknife for the rest of your life? You can't use a real knife. You can only use hedge clippers or a tiny 1-inch penknife.
I'm going with the hedge clippers.
How are you going to cut a steak with hedge clippers?
How are you going to cut it with a 1-inch knife?
A lot easier than hedge clippers.
I'm going with hedge clippers.
Great. I'm going with the penknife.
All right. Would you rather get lost in the woods with a knife and no food,
Oh my gosh.
or lost with 4 cans of Spam but no knife?
Give me the knife.
Have you ever had Spam?
I love it.
It's good stuff.
It's great. Fried.
You would eat it right from the can?
No.
Why?
I would vomit.
Oh, come on.
I can't. It's too jelly.
Too jelly.
Hey, as a teacher, would you rather admit to your high school health class that you occasionally have casual sex without a condom? Or that you've done cocaine a few times?
I'm going with Coke.
Really?
Yeah.
Not me.
No? All right, then. I'm glad we have time for one more.
Okay.
Would you rather be caught masturbating or defecating in public?
Oh my gosh.
I
I
know
can't answer
you
that.
have to pick one. You're the Duchess.
The first. Would you rather lose your mate to the same sex as yourself or the opposite?
Same.
Opposite. And that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for playing Zoomondo with us at home. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Stay classy.
Bye-bye.
Two Gingers is written, hosted, and produced by Sir William Guerin and the Duchess Kate Curtin. Post-production is done by Jim Carolla. Michael Guerin is executive producer emeritus. Two Gingers is broadcast in the Al Litwin studio at Dikey Park in Huntley, Illinois. The show broadcasts Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. on 101.5 Huntley Community Radio, WHRU-LP. HCR's executive producer is Alan Pollock. Thank you for tuning in.